The Great Depression of the 1930s increased unemployment and poverty in both Britain and its Caribbean colonies. With falling wages, higher prices and lower demand for exports, strikes and sometimes violent unrest swept the British Caribbean in the late 1930s. This was underpinned by resentment towards plantation owners and British colonial rule, with calls for self-determination or independence. In 1938, the British government appointed a royal commission headed by Lord Moyne, which visited Jamaica on a tour of the Caribbean to collect evidence and make recommendations for the improvement of the dire living conditions in this neglected corner of the empire. Its modest recommendations for reform were not published until after the Second World War. In the meantime, the RAF in Britain, eager to expand its numbers in the face of the Nazi threat, struggled to implement its colour bar, even as it denied its existence in public. One J.F. Adam was initially rejected internally in 1936 because he could not prove the purity of his European descent, and because the RAF claimed that this boy is definitely coloured. When the boy's father produced a family tree claiming to prove his European descent, going back 3 generations, the RAF reluctantly enlisted Adams because they would have had to admit his rejection was on grounds of his appearance alone. Recruiters had not failed him on his medical, as sometimes conveniently happened. A Cheshire applicant, James Blake, was rejected ostensibly because of his lack of knowledge of electrical engineering. In fact, it was noted that the boy is of strikingly non-European appearance, having coal-black hair and a yellow skin. He therefore appears to be of Indian rather than Negroid descent. During the interwar years, half-caste individuals, those from mixed backgrounds, were regarded as weak, of bad character, and as unlikely to fit in with other recruits. As war approached, the RAF needed manpower, but deliberately restricted its supply of potential recruits through racist processes. Meanwhile, the Caribbean colonies had a potential supply of recruits, but was seething with discontent. How might the actual outbreak of war change these situations?